This is your girl LD Marie, and this is Let Them See Your Mind. I'm so excited for you to be joining me back on this another episode, and we're gonna get down to some nitty-gritty topics. And so, but just before I get started, be sure to like, subscribe, and also comment on anything as far as with my previous videos. Also subscribe to your audio preferences, whether it be Spotify, Amazon, Google, Anchor, and then also Apple Podcasts, because also we do audio versions of these episodes as long as with the video on YouTube. So let's get started today. Today's topic, this topic is about the whole situation that has happened with Megan Thee Stallion, aka Megan Pete. So as you know, if you've just been living under a rock for the last 2 years, Megan was shot by Tory Lanez. Well, now it's no longer alleged. A jury of his peers found him guilty of shooting Meg Thee Stallion. And I just want to kind of talk about where this whole idea of we don't believe black women, because it all started just basically because Megan decided not to come out and say forthrightly that Tory shot her. She was trying to protect not only herself, but she was trying to protect everybody that was there that night, because during that night, almost 3 years ago, it was right in the middle of COVID. It was in the middle of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, and there were very much a negative feel with black people in police, which that's not any different, but it was just within that time it was very, very heightened. And so, I mean, if you don't know the story, essentially she went to a party with her friends, and it was at Kylie Jenner's house, and there was an argument that ensued from coming back from that party. Everybody has different versions of actually what happened within the car, but we know two facts that Tory Lanez had a gun and Meg was shot in the feet. And with that was just enough to indict him and criminally charge him, and also officially he's waiting on a sentencing hearing for him to be charged. And with all that, he could be deported, because y'all know Tory Lanez, he's not from here, he's from Canada, so he can be deported because of these actions. And because everything that kind of happened within that time span of when she didn't say anything until everybody was literally dog-hounding her and making light of the situation, until eventually Megan said, enough's enough. Tory shot me. You know you shot me. And she went on Instagram Live with that. And she thought coming out and saying her piece would be the end-all be-all, which it started in a whirlwind for the next almost 3 years. And unfortunately, this incident is going to be following her for the rest of her career. Now, me as a fellow hottie, Meg, this message is for you. If you ever see this video, if it ever come across your mind, just know that there are a lot of women that are on your side. There are a lot of women that were there for you from day one. We constantly pray for you. We pray for your mental health, because honestly, when you stood up on that stand and said, I wish he would have killed me that night if I had to go through this torture, I'm pretty sure there was a lot other women in your position that have felt that pain and felt that struggle, because even going through just the criminal system in private is a lot to take in, and then to have public scrutiny along with that, it's unbearable. But what you did, and I eternally love this song and your song Anxiety. What you did was took your pain and took your heartache and put it into an album, and that should have been one of your best albums, honestly, and taken off. I know everybody is singing along Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Bitches have bad days too. I know I fucked up the line, but but that right there, like, we know and we understand that is something that we all can relate to. And for you to put your face forward in your music, and also still have campaigns and let people know that we need to protect our black women, because the most disrespectful person in America is a black woman, regardless of how times have changed, anything like that. It's always been the black woman that's been on the back burner, because we feel that, oh well, she's a strong black woman, so she know. And even everybody now is leaving that strong black woman mentality and having a soft life, because at the end of the day, we are human too, we have feelings too, we hurt too, and it's time to put us forward. So thank you for being a part of the movement. Thank you for letting your voice be heard. Thank you, and we continue to pray on you, and we love you. I love you. Like, it's a wrap. That was especially for Meg, not for anybody else. Y'all could have skipped on over. But anyway, back to the situation. Like, if you've been living under a rock, you would know that Meg has been hidden in very different directions, and then there were some Tory Lanez fans that come out the woodwork. I bet half his now fans didn't know who he was, because I know good and well I didn't know who he was when it started coming out. And then I was like, oh, he made that song? Oh, he made that song? Ooh. Like, I have my favorite artists, and I remember the songs that I bumped to in regards to that. But if there's other songs that's like them good hitters, and you just don't know the artist, but you know it's a good song, yeah, that's me. But if it's one of my favorite artists like Meg Thee Stallion or Lizzo or Chris Brown or Usher, Boys to Men, any of the ones, and don't at me, I know Chris Brown is also under the same category as Tory Lanez, but at the end of the day, I think in his case, which everybody does this with R. Kelly as well, I can separate the man from the music. I'm sorry. And I could be hypocritical about that, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, and I like what I like, and I love the young Chris Brown when we saying goodbye and run it to what was the song? Pills and Automobiles. Also, I can't remember the song. I can't remember, but I love that song, and I wanted to create a dance to that song. And eventually I may create a dance to that song. I just hadn't been to dance class in like forever, and I miss it. I need to get back to my groove, and that's one of the things that I'm going to be doing, is getting back into dance class, whether it be once a month or every week. We're just going to depend on how things are. But anyway, come to show. Nobody really knew who Tory Lanez was until this particular trial. So his stratosphere upgraded because of this, and people don't understand that in the hip hop community, Meg was going in. Meg was on her rise anyway, because she just released a song with the one and only Beyonce, and they're both from Houston, Texas. Shout out to Texas. I'm from Oak Cliff, Texas. Like, I mean, it was on the rise for her. And then so to have this whole horrific, I don't even want to say accident. I was about to fix my lips to say accident. This whole situation that happened, it paneled Meg one way and Tory Lanez another way. And Tory got more fans because there was a lot of people that thought that Meg was lying. And, which, regardless of the situation, we don't even know what happened. We can see all the videos, we can see all the testimony, we can just go through the tweets of the investigative reporters, or the reporters that were in the room during the court hearing and everything else, but we do not know what happened that night. We can only justify what the evidence says. And so what the evidence did say for those 12 jurors that were on trial, that were in the trial, they say Tory Lanez was guilty outright. And if you followed the trial, I knew for a fact he was going to get at least two of those counts, because it was like possession of a deadly weapon, and then having a firearm, and then also the actual assault. And so we at least know that he was going to get charged 2 out of the 3, because he had a gun that night. Point blank period. He had a gun that night. even though there's been speculation online about like the gunpowder residue on his hand and not Kelsey's hand, which Kelsey is one of those friends that, man, it be the close friends that you be looking out, because Meg took Kelsey on her ride with her, and now they're no longer friends. And that shows you within that text that within that whole situation, not everybody can come with you when you're gonna go into the stratosphere. Not everybody can come with you, but you just need to know exactly. Because I know me and mine. I can say all day, every day that me and mine are still. I have my inner circle. I just have my inner circle, and they are my ride or dies, and they know that they can come to me and I can come to them. But at the end of the day, sometimes when you think that ride or die is really truly a ride or die, they'll put you to the test, and that's what Kelsey did. She put Megan through the test, and unfortunately, she failed. Point blank. Period. But at the end of the day, I really feel like with just the mayhem that happened on social media in regards to how it just split into Team Tory and Team Megan, and not actually looking at the situation. Like, we know for a fact that she was shot. There were x-rays. There were the video of her crying in the ambulance. You could actually see a video of her walking, stepping backwards, and having her hands up, and her feet are bleeding. And at that night, she said that she stepped in the glass, which, again, like I pointed out, she was literally just trying to protect everybody that day. And that's the problem. We, as black women, we try to protect everybody else besides ourselves. And that's not okay. That's not okay. And hopefully, throughout this whole boggle of things that happen, I hope it's better. But at the same time, it's not going to be better, not for us, not for black women, because we will still have the people that won't believe us because we're black. Because it happens not only in situations like this, it happens in hospitals, it happens in the workplace, it happens in any place that you would think of, that you would think a black woman will be heard. No, absolutely not. Because we have a higher baby mortality rate in the U.S. because doctors seem to think that we feel pain just okay. And basically, on history's past, when the father gynecology was tested on black women and thought that they didn't feel any pain, even though they were screaming and hollering throughout the whole procedure. What is that? What is that? Uh, we just need to continue to protect ourselves and continue to actually give a damn about us, because at the end of the day, if we don't have that one group of people that will give a damn about us, it's just got to be us. And that's why we have the importance of having our own spaces for black women. That's why the importance of having that sisterhood and not tearing us down each other, because there was a lot of tearing down in the whole situation. But it's important to kind of keep us together. It's important to lift us up when we are down, and it's important to believe us, because half the time we are right. Not even half the time, 99.9999%, we are right. These ideas, these movements, these black movements, it all started with a black woman behind that black man, or beside that black man. Either behind or beside, but the black man gets the credit. Really? It's the black man that gets the credit, or somebody else gets the credit, and we just sit back and glow and foster into the idea, because we know it was ours, but we're gonna let them have the spotlight, because we know if it was us, it may not fruition. But hey, there are multiple organizations that come about that has flourished because of black women. My own sorority, celebrating 115 years. Delta Sigma Theta celebrating 113. I think it's 113, or 112. I may have the right thing when I pop up here. And then also Zeta's celebrating 103 years, and then also SG Rose celebrating this year 101 years, because they last year celebrated their centennial. Happy centennial, belated centennial. Welcome to the 100 Club, and multiple other Black women organizations that are around, because we have to have those safe spaces together, and we grow together, and we make moves as Black women and Black spaces and Black organizations, and it's better for not only ourselves but for everyone. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts about the whole Megan situation, or just the simple fact of, as we patiently wait for the sentencing of Tory Lanez and see if he's actually going to get deported or not. But we are going to see. We just don't know. But but let me know, what do you think about the results of the trial? What do you think? Are we still the most disrespected group of people in the United States? AKA, we need to think about in the world, because Malcolm X said in the United States, but I believe it's across the world that we are most disrespected. But let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for joining me on today on another episode of Let Them See Your Mind. I'm your girl, LD Marie. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to all platforms. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on YouTube. Also follow me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, Amazon Music, and Anchor. We are coming around the world, and we're getting excited for more episodes to come. Like I said, my name is LD Marie, and we are out.